Hello, welcome to you. So in this video I will discuss a bit about production possibility curve, which is also known as production possibility frontier and also transformation curve. As you know that in any economy, for that matter, the existing resources are scarce or limited in supply compared to that of the unlimited human ends. So it is impossible to produce each and every type of good in limitless numbers, or even a particular commodity in limitless numbers, because or limitless output or volume, mainly because existing resources are limited. So using these restricted resources, how could an economy attain full employment level, or how could an economy produce, what is the maximum capacity of an economy to produce goods and services? So in order to understand this concept, we usually take two different goods as an example, which could produce the maximum output within the given amount of resources. And usually production possibility curve is concave to the origin, representing that there is increasing opportunity cost between two goods which are produced in the economy. What the examples that we can take is, see, the production possibility curve would be of this kind, concave to the origin. So which also shows that to produce more of one commodity, some amount of the other commodity should be sacrificed. Okay, so this shows that in limitless numbers goods cannot be produced. In order to produce more of one good, some amount of the other good has to be sacrificed, because there exists opportunity cost and available resources are limited. So if we take the example of wheat and cloth, these are the two commodities that could be produced with the available resources. In order to produce more of wheat, less of cloth has to be produced, or in order to produce more of cloth, less of wheat has to be produced, or some amount of wheat has to be sacrificed to produce more amount of cloth. So because resources are limited, same resources have to be used to produce any type of output. So here if we take the example of these two commodities, wheat and clothing, so in this case here if we measure on y axis the wheat and then x axis the cloths. So in order to produce 1 unit of cloth, here 1 unit of wheat is sacrificed at the first phase, and then later, so in order to produce another unit of cloth, that means to produce second unit of cloth, 2 units out of the wheat has to be sacrificed. To produce 1 unit of cloth, 1 unit is sacrificed. To produce second other 2 units of wheat, second of unit of cloth, 2 units are sacrificed of wheat. Then to produce third, 3 units are sacrificed, thereafter 4, thereafter 5. So with each successive units of cloth being produced, more and more of wheat is sacrificed, which is known as increasing opportunity cost. That is in that ratio 1:1, 1:2, 1:3, 1:4, likewise, and 1:5. It goes likewise. So ratio goes on increasing. Because of existing limited resources, and to produce the more of one commodity, the sacrifice of greater and greater amount of the other good becomes essential. Okay, so this is a production possibility curve, which is also known as a production possibility frontier, and which is also called as a transformation curve. And here another concept could be clarified. So probably opportunity cost is known to you. Opportunity cost means the second best alternative which is foregone, which is not chosen. Suppose if you have chosen a commerce stream to study, that means you have not chosen science. If science was your second preference, that is not chosen, that becomes your opportunity cost. Opportunity cost of something represent that which is not chosen, which is the second best alternative, that is foregone. Okay, so here Pareto optimality assumption could be viewed from this point of view of PPC. Pareto says that an optimal condition for an economy is where no one could be made better off without making someone else worse off, and that situation is the situation where economy has utilized its entire existing resources and full employment is attained. And any point within the PPC represents that the uh, utility is not totally attained. So here, if any point is within the PPC, that means there is underutilization of resources or existing resources are not completely utilized. So for example, the point is here. See, if the point is U here, that is within the PPC, that means all resources are not completely utilized. And if any point is there on the PPC, that means all the resources are fully utilized. And if there is point beyond PPC, that is unattainable. So Pareto says that a situation where people are in a condition, if someone has to be made better off economically, someone else could be made worse off only, and it is possible to make someone's economic welfare increase only at the cost of decreasing welfare of someone else. So that means that condition where complete utilization of resources have done and then optimum what economic welfare is attained. So in that situation, total utility of economic variables is received by the society, and no further changes could be made to make someone's welfare go up. If that is done, someone else's welfare will go down. So that is the situation where optimum utilization of resources have been done. And if at any point within the PPC where the economic resources are utilized, that represents underutilization, because if that point is within, that means inside the PPC, that is called Pareto inefficient. And if the point is on PPC, that is Pareto optimality. And if that point is beyond PPC, that means it is something which is unattainable until and unless there is a new discovery of resources, new technological invention, and new entrepreneurial skills or any other types of a skill set of labor. So until and unless it happens, enhancement of PPC is not possible. PPC will shift rightwards under those conditions where discovery of new resources happen, invention of new technology takes place, and invention of new skill set is done. So until and unless they happen, PPC will not shift outwards. And if PPC, if the economy is producing optimum level of output, that means it is operating on PPC at any point. Now this is the enhancement. So this curve represents the enhancement of PPC, and that is possible only whenever there is invention of a new good or a discovery of new resources. Thank you.